What's up, folks? Today we're going to talk about how to do swim baits on the cheap. Swim baits can be very, very expensive. So, we're talking anywhere from $20 to as much as $100. But I'm going to show you the cheap way to do swimming lures in general, particularly when you're fishing on a budget. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is called a speed worm. This is probably the easiest, most weedless, and most affordable way to do a swim rig. So it's a Texas rig. This one's on a 6/0 hook. It should be on a 5. It's got a bead on it. This is a 1/16 ounce sinker because I'm fishing ponds, so I want to keep things moving kind of slow. If you're fishing a little bit open water and you need to cover a lot more water, or you're fishing a little bit deeper, like on Ray Roberts up here, and you're fishing through the trees, then you might want to go to a 1/8, okay? I like gold on these as well. This one's black, but I like gold on these as well. And it's real simple. I'm going to take you out to the pond here in a minute and show you how to fish these, but it's 97 degrees, so I'm going to do this part in the shade. Anyway, you throw it out there and you slowly reel it back in. Pretty much all there is to it. The other thing I'm going to show you is this rig right here, which is a little more traditional swim bait rig. But again, this is done the affordable way. So these are swim bait trailers, okay? Usually people put these on swim jigs, spinner baits, and buzz baits, particularly the 3.75 inch model. Most of these come in just a little less than 4 or just a little bit more than 4. This one's a little bit more than 4. This is a 4.5 inch model. And I've got this one in black and blue. And when I do this, I like to, if I've got a swim bait body that has metal flake on one side and a different color on the other, this one's blue black on one side, black on the other, I want the metal flake facing down. And the reason why is because a lot of times the fish that eat these are looking up, okay? So I want them to see the glitter and everything on the bottom. Now, you may have noticed this one is not a Texas rig. This is on a belly swimmer. So what I've got is a piece of lead weight, and this all comes pre-packaged. This is pre-done for you. I think I paid $2.50 or $2.89, so it's maybe $3 for this package. And this is a 4/0, and it should be a 5. But anyway, this is a 3/16 ounce weight, which is a weight I really, really like for these. I like to go 3/16 or smaller. I like to go pretty light with these. And it's got a little spinnerbait blade underneath it, underneath the belly of the bait. It's going to ride down here. It gives you a little more vibration, a little more flash, and you guys know how I feel about copper blades, gold and copper round nose blades. I feel like there's something about that triggers them off, triggers the bite. Anyway, it goes in the bait. There's a spot under here for you to put the hook in, and there's a spot on top for the hook point to recess down into, so it's nice and weedless, okay? Let's go out to the pond and show you how to fish. Swim bait body first. Looks like that. Now, you can throw these things a mile, so you're gonna have to spend some time in open water, you know, kind of learning how to cast this for a second, 5 or 10 minutes, 3 or 4 casts, which you should always do anyway. This is something I've been meaning to tell all of you that watch my videos that are learning bass fishing. Always go out, make a couple of real long casts. Go ahead and get that line wet. Go ahead and get that line wet, and it's less likely to backlash on you. It's going to be more accurate, more likely to get that cast to go where you want it to go if you've gone ahead and made a few long casts and gotten the line wet. Now, and that's true of whether it's braid or mono. Oh. Had a little fish came up and got it right there on camera. Anyway, so you saw how I was doing it. You throw it out there and you just reel it in. It's sort of a medium retrieve with your rod tip about middle of the way, you know, about parallel. And that's how you do it. And this is a great way to cover a lot of water. Because as you just saw on camera here, that these fish will jump out and get it out of nowhere that you didn't even think there was bass. I intentionally chose a location and a time of day. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon and 97 degrees. I intentionally chose a spot, and timer. I didn't think I was going to catch anything, so I could do this video. But anyway, you see that I've got it kind of at a medium retrieve. My rod's about parallel with the water. You can stop it, start it and stop it. And that's a good way to do things. Single willow leaf blade, or single Colorado blades. This round style blade is called a Colorado blade, and those will helicopter down as they fall. Single Colorados do it very, very well. So when you do this, the bait's coming up toward you, and then you stop reeling it and it falls, and that bait continues to do its little shimmy all the way down. That little Colorado blade's doing its little flash and vibration all the way down, and then you reel it up and then down and up and down like that. And you can start and stop. Now, the second thing I'm going to show you is a speed worm. Now, this giant 6/0 hook that I've got on here is really the wrong size. This is more of the correct rig for the large size worm, the Magnum. They call it a Magnum speed worm, but I think it's an 8-inch worm. But this is the little 6-inch, and this is the one you probably should go with. I've got a 1/16 ounce weight on there, a bead, wide gap mustad hook, and we're going to kind of do the same thing, except that this one's going to be even slower. So this is going to be a slow to medium retrieve, probably more like slow, because I've got that small weight on there. And likewise, if you want to go even slower, keep your rod tip up, and you can reel it even slower. Okay, you see how slow I'm going with this little 6-inch worm. Now, same thing, the tail on a speed worm acts a lot like the blade on a spinnerbait or the tail on a swim bait. And you can pick it up. That's what a lot of people do, is throw it out someplace, let it go to the bottom, open water, let it go to the bottom, keep your rod tip up. This is the slow way to fish it. A lot of people do this. Give it about 5 turns and let it fall. Keep your rod tip up. Don't let it fall on a loose line. A lot of times the bite comes on the fall. Reel it up about 5 reels, let it sit. Reel it up about 5 reels, let it sit. Or let it fall, I should say. Let it only fall for 1 or 2 seconds. So here I'm going to let it go to the bottom, which with a 1/16 is going to take a second. I'm going to reel it up 5 or 10 reels and let it sink. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's that, yeah, so 4 is about perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let it go to the bottom. Make sure you keep your rod tip up. That's usually when the bite comes with these, when you're letting them fall like that, is on the fall. Or you keep your rod tip up and do a nice slow to medium retrieve also. Speed worms are really neat in that you can really adjust how fast they go. Unlike a spinnerbait, chatterbait, or a swim jig or something like that, the weight is pre-done for you, and you have no way to adjust that. So the speed you cannot adjust. Now with speed worm you can. I've got a 1/16. If I wanted it to go faster, if I felt like the bites were coming when I was reeling it fast, I could go to a 1/8 size weight, double the weight size, and that'll make it move faster, okay? If you wanted to go real slow, you could go to the Magnum size, the 8-inch, and the 1/16 and get it to go really slow. So there's a lot you can do with these speed worms to adjust that speed, which you can't really do with a lot of other lures. Now, so when you hit the water with the 6-inch, burn it a little bit. Burn it for, you move it pretty quick for, 30 minutes or so, 30 minutes or an hour. If no bites come, slow it way down. If no bites come, then maybe you want to go to a swim bait, which is what you, oh my God, there's a fish right there. I'm sitting here running my mouth thinking that nothing's going to bite, and the fish keep eating it. Dadgummit. Out here trying to do an instructional video, and I can't for all the fish eating my lure. Anyway, so what I did right there, I slowed down just a touch, and that's when the bite came. So that you got to listen to that. When biology tells you something, you got to pay attention. So in both of these cases, one bite came on the speed worm, and the other bite came on the swim bait. And both times I was maybe in a foot of water and moving it about a medium retreat. So that's telling me what I need to be doing.